Um, so hello everyone. Yeah, dark mode Google Docs. Everything should be dark mode. I've just shared a meeting docs at the chat. So yeah, welcome everyone to the first SIG Compute meeting. This will be a permanent meeting at the same time, a weekly meeting, and I think we should dedicate the first meeting for basically an introduction. Why do we need this, and what do we want to do here? Um, as you all know, we started two main efforts recently in our projects. One of them being SIGs, special interest groups, and another of them were the VEPS virtualization enhancement proposal effort. And basically, it would cause the organization as a whole to be a lot more organized and um, uh, for things to be clear, like what's being tracked, do we want to focus on, what do we want to get out in every release, and so on. And the way this will work is that first of all, we can talk about like the general phases in a release. And by the way, don't hesitate to stop me in any moment for questions or opinions or anything. So as you can see in the doc, basically, in every release, we're going to have a few phases. First of all, there's the initial VEP review. So basically, what we will do is look at all the VEPs that we have and ask ourselves, like, what do we want to propose for consideration for the upcoming release, and what we don't want to deal with in the upcoming release, which will be deferred. Um, After it's proposed for consideration, the next phase will be to actually do a bit more of a review, at least initial review of the VEPs, and ask ourselves a few questions. First of all, if we really want to track this for the release, meaning that we want to graduate it or to move it forward in some significant way, we can ask ourselves what's the priority, and we should assign approvers/reviewers. So that by the ending of this phase, we should know exactly which VEPs are we going to track for the upcoming release and who needs to review and approve them. After that, we have another phase, which is until the VEP freeze starts. Basically, in this time, every VEP owner needs to create a PR, and that will update the VEP or create it. And basically all of the updates, all of the requirements for graduation, implementation histories, things like that had to be merged until the VEP freeze arrives. We might want to use some mid freezes, I call them, like test freeze, docs freeze, but we're not sure about that yet. But eventually there will be a future freeze, which is the deadline for implementation PRs, which basically have to fulfill all the requirements that were merged into the VEP itself in earlier phases. So that's basically how it would look like. In order to do all that, I've created a GitHub project. This one, by the way, all of these links exist in the document, in the meeting document. So as you can see, these are the SIG Compute VEPs that we currently have. Basically, the different columns here are like status, basically if it's being proposed for consideration, tracked, deferred, all of those. What's the target stage? Yeah, I see a bit of a mess here. Never mind, we're still working on the UI. But the main point here is that every VEP will have a reviewer, a VEP reviewer, VEP approver, if it's tracked or not, and there's like multiple views that we can look at, like one of those that we can drag things around and set it. And this board is really nice. We'll use the same board for all SIGs, but the query I sent in the chat filters only SIG Compute VEPs. So yeah, I guess that in in next week we'll actually start um, looking at those and asking ourselves like how important it is. Do we really want to commit to it in the upcoming release, and who's going to review it? Um, yeah, that's basically how it's going to look like. So does anyone have any questions, thoughts?
I guess at some point you guys also want to kind of review the PRs that are associated with these VEPs, just to see that everything is on track. Can it actually make it to the release? So at some point you will need to make a decision whether everything that the author is committed to deliver is actually able to deliver.
Yeah. So at least my experience from the Kubernetes world is that what they do over there is that so basically the main responsibility to actually review it and track it is our responsibility, but the responsibility to push for reviews and raise attention for standing PRs are on the web owner. So like in other words, like if you have an assigned reviewer and approver and you're a web owner and you have like 2 weeks until the feature freeze and you have PRs waiting for review, ping them, join this meeting and scream that you don't get enough attention, things like that. Now, of course, it's also a responsibility of the reviewers to try to reach out and review whatever necessary. But I think the main responsibility should be on the web owner to chase the reviewers and not vice versa. What do you think?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we mainly made this change with reviews and VEPs, and we introduced this um, overhead for developers, mainly because we wanted to focus and wanted to make sure that their code is being reviewed, that they have enough attention, and nothing is being missed. So yeah, of course, it's their responsibility, but we also need to make sure that these PRs that are associated with VEPs that we have accepted, uh, that's the priority of the project. So yeah, I mean, they should also ping us, but we should also be responsible for, going over the all the open PRs and then kind of trying to I don't know. I mean, maybe even shake people a little bit to make sure that they are delivering by the end of the cycle.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good. I guess that will also adapt as we go. In Kubernetes, they have like something that's called KEP wranglers, which are exactly that, the people that basically um, track the progress of KEPs and basically nag people to like what do you need? How can I help you? Do you need a reviewer? Do you need something else? And stuff like that. I don't think that we currently need this concept, but yeah, both sides can make an effort to push things forward.
Yeah.
Ala, your hand is raised.
Yeah, I fully agree with what Vladek was suggesting. I think the aim for KubeVirt, at least what I understood in all the conversations, is to make sure that reviews are being, sent out so that the caps are not, blocked on review time. And that's a little bit different from what we see in Kubernetes. And in that world, there are processes where people can bring their caps to the needed attention. But for KubeVirt specifically, I wonder if the SIGs need to take that responsibility of, you know, when when a cap is accepted, assign a specific person from that SIG to help drive it forward and bring it, bring the necessary attention to it. In fact, my next topic is exactly on the agenda is exactly related to this. I don't want to short circuit to that, but what I need help on is some um, someone from SIG Compute to come in and help me get more eyes or streamline that proposal forward. Me not being part of SIG Compute actively, I don't want to let that design proposal slide just because I did not get enough attention on it.
Yeah, and I think this meeting is exactly that. So we need this meeting to make sure that all the proposals are being tracked, and have basically have everything they need. So for the array, for example, if we're speaking about this, the array proposal, I think it's January ready. We just need the buy-in from the compute, and then we could approve this. I think there has been enough discussions, and we just need to see that the SIG is accepting this, and then I can approve it.
Yeah, exactly. I really hope that this meeting will change it for the better. And such. I mean, we had a lot of problems with design proposal being stuck for a very, very long time because there's not a single assignee that's supposed to review or approve it. And now that this falls on one specific dedicated person, I think it will become a lot better. At least I hope. And yeah, it's also important to say that this is a new process, like a lot of things we do recently. So I mean, your feedback is valuable. We'll for sure make mistakes and adapt as we go. So yeah, I mean, let us know if you think that something needs to be changed or if it's working for the best or whatever. If you have interesting ideas. Yeah. So yeah, did anyone want to say something?
Yeah, just wanted to add something about this specific web. Yeah, so I think it's good to bring these up in this meeting because on this web specifically, I knew there was an ongoing discussion between at least Vladik and LA, and I had no idea it was resolved. So it's really good to hear from Vladik that this is actually from his point of view ready to go now. So I'll definitely have a look myself, another look at the web.
Yeah, so I think that was my intention to bring it to this meeting. The discussions we have had so far, I have linked it to the agenda. There is a document link, and it has a recording as well as some notes we captured from that discussion. So hope that will help you to review it one more time. And if not, please feel free to reach out to me or Vladek or anyone who is been keeping track of it.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
yeah, and sorry that I didn't comment there. I think one important idea is that some of these things that we are introducing, they should be in alpha, and then we could have another discussion when we move to beta. So there are lots of different unknowns there, and I'm not sure how they will work out. But at the moment, it's okay to move forward with this. From my point of view, at least to alpha, to introduce this API and see how things are working, and then when we'll reach beta, we could reopen this or see if other ways possible.
Yeah, and by the way, unlike Kubernetes, we only have like 8 VEPs here, which is not a lot. So this is good in some way because next week we'll be able to actually, discuss every VEP briefly, and we would have time, dedicated for each VEP to like generally understand what it does and maybe talk about it a bit. So
Hey, I had a quick question on that UI field. So I see that there is an enhancement contact column. Is that
Yeah.
the web owner or um,
Yeah, there's still a bit of a mess here, to be honest. I'll take care of that. So the enhancement contact will be gone, and what we will keep is the reviewer and approver. That's basically the people that should help push the web forward. And there's the assignee, which is like an automatic field that's being that just copies the issue assignee from GitHub, basically. So yeah, I'll clean it up after the meeting, and it will look a bit better.
got it? And then there is one more thing, PRR status. So I know Kubernetes has this PRR, production ready review, but is that relevant for KubeVirt?
No, yeah, that's another field that I actually removed those. I don't know why they came back, but yeah, we don't need PRR. Yeah, I just don't think we need it at this point. Maybe in the future we'll follow Kubernetes on this one, but yeah, I think it's yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, but basically, what it should tell you is like, what are we tracking? Who's the reviewer and approver? What's the target stage, like alpha, beta, stable? What else? Yeah, that's basically it. Or we have like we have a column here which says at risk, which is dedicated for VEPs that we see are, I mean, will likely not make it to the freezes. Then we like need special attention on those and to take a decision if we can push it forward and make it happen, or we want to defer it to the next release. Yeah, and we also have we'll also have another one for exceptions, which is also gone for some reason. Yeah, I'll clean it up after the meeting. Cool. So I think that for today we want to do actual planning. So does anybody has anything else to say? Any thoughts about this? Cool. So I think you can wrap up a bit earlier today, and yeah, next week we'll actually start looking at webs and do something more more useful.
Actually, sorry, pretty briefly, there's a couple of issues that they didn't have time to look at. The community meeting, I added them to the document. They don't seem very important to me. The first one is that they're trying to do something with Verge inside of Virt Launcher, and it's not working as expected, but it's totally not something we support. So I think I'm going to just comment on that, saying that nothing should be done directly with Verge instead of Virt Launcher. And
Makes sense.
Yeah, and the second one looks like the VMI controller is too slow for the reporter, which maybe that's another good candidate for the priority queue. But yeah, not a real bug either. Yeah, just thought I'd mention those two issues because yeah, and Andrew didn't have time to tackle them.
That first issue might be legitimate. Like I didn't catch the line after Verge, like the motivation for doing it. Yeah, they want to save memory state, and we should probably outline why we didn't implement that. You can CC me, and I'll just find someone in our team to look at this.
Cool, thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, and by the way, that's another thing I wanted to say, that like we won't deal with planning like every week, right? So in the weeks in between when we're just implementing stuff, we can definitely talk about, whatever, bugs, issues, ideas. Yeah, so yeah, there's like more time other than planning to talk about other SIG compute related stuff. Alrighty, anything else? Three, two, one.
I have a very stupid one, but I started writing a web, and if you click on the template in the README of the enhancements repo, it links to the wrong template. So it's pretty stupid. I can just open PR to fix it.
I think that there is a PR from Lugo which should fix it, but I need to check.
By the way, on this topic, there's a PR from Lubo that has a lot of comments regarding the process. Yeah, this one, the second iteration of the process. I can definitely incorporate this and then put it for review. Or do we want to wait for Lubo?
I think you can ping him. If he has no problem, then we can hijack the PR or give you access to his branch or whatever.
All right.
Cool. Yeah. So thank you, everyone. Yeah, I know it was just me talking about introductions, but yeah, I hope it will be more interesting next week. So yeah, thank you, everyone, for coming, and see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Well,
So yeah.
Bye.
Bye.